Okay, now I'm back. Stream before go stream. No, I don't do ghost streams anymore. I tried for a little bit. They actually did pretty well. Even that was one of the few instances where I have a stream that I dropped not because it did bad, but because I did bad. Or rather, I just don't like playing online. I suffer every time I play Go Online. I suffer. Sucks. It actually really sucks because I know if I play like one match every day, which is only possible if you do online, or I don't know, one of your parents is a professional, which that's not happening Western. I will actually get much better. Like, I can see myself getting to Dan, like, by the end of this year, or maybe even in a month. If I play every single day. Just one stream. What are we doing here? I forgot where I'm at. I think nothing's capped. Okay, nothing's capped. How's it going, Stella? Tito, Tones, everyone. How's it going? Okay. Okay, now I know where I am. That's some pause buffering awesome strats. Doing well, nice. I woke up. And I tried to keep sleeping, but I couldn't. My bladder keeps waking me up. That's been like that's been a thing my entire life. Like that's probably my biggest enemy when it comes to sleeping straight 8 hours. The other one is the noise, obviously, but this time it was just that. Took breakfast. Play some pro game. Watch StarCraft. I'm very close to finishing the ASL qualifiers. Which ASL is the biggest StarCraft tournament of the half year. There's usually 2 a year. Let's see, this cap is on 19. Okay. Nice. I think we were pretty close to that yesterday. So how we got it so fast. So no more right arm for a little bit. Yeah, it's a pretty cold morning here. Not cloudy at all, it's actually sunny. It's always sunny in Santiago, not really. I'm supposed to not do that. No hooks. No hook. But yeah, last stream we got a better PvE. Now I'm like 30 seconds away from my emulator PvE. Which is pretty good. I made some splits too. Finally. And I can already see more or less where I can save time, which is the most useful thing with PvEs. Seeing what hybrids take more time. The robots are like insanely fast because they explode instead of like vaporizing. No hook. Like, it's such a faster animation, it's insane. That's why in 5 creature fights, it's really good to get them. And actually, I wonder... I just thought about this. I might be able to beat my 5 creature way before my survival. If I just grind it a little bit. And I probably don't need all the max stats for that, honestly. But even is my 5 creature. One minute 7. Finally with a controller. Boss. Nice comment. playing with keyboard, I guess. (2021), 5 years ago. Old links. It's the same links, but instead of link tree, I just type them all. Yeah, so we got a Spike Seed, Spike Capella, Spike Capella. Yeah, also the fucking emulation errors of PJ. Of course. Sarja. Omaha. Migoya. That's kind of a slow one, I think. Or like a average. Towards slow, I would say even. Like Cabela. Yeah, the one with Savara is superior. Sorry, just from okay, it's average. It's not a bad one, but it's not one of the best. Definitely not the one of the fastest. Like if I get the same seed but goes into Savara instead, I save some time. The problem is the seeds that finish in Migoya, I can't really PV with that. Like I need a seed that ends with like this one. This one's actually like it's awful, but it works better for me. Or maybe this one even. Like I can kill Diaz with a full power bar now. This one's probably pretty good. That's funny that some of the best ones end with Migoya. Yeah, Master one could be good. That's the thing, like Migoya is actually pretty fast. Because it doesn't have a vaporizing animation. That makes it very fast. The problem is killing it. But once you kill it fast, it's a very fast fight. Because of the lack of the animation. yesterday on O Game, there's this player that keeps spying me. And I was actually scared because they spied me at a moment where I was getting a lot of resources, preparing for a new research. And I was also upgrading my shipyard, which means I can't spend my resources, you know, in case of an attack. You can always like spend all your resources in something, so they don't have them. I couldn't spend anything because I was waiting for a research, getting prepared for the next research. And while you upgrade your shipyard, you can make any ships or defenses. So I was stuck there, and I was convinced that I was going go to sleep, and they'll get everything. So I kind of timed it with the research, but there was like a gap, like a 40-minute gap, while I would have like just all the money waiting. But I went to sleep. I didn't let that not let me sleep like I would on the old days. My god, dude, just a Loki. And yeah, nothing bad happened. I would have been sweating. I sweated a little bit, but I'm older. You know, when I was young, I would have classes the other day. I wouldn't care. I would stay the 40 minutes. No problem. And I would have been sweating and all that. But I think I play enough a game in my life that it's alright. There's also like, so there's a little something. Let me get this first. Nice. So that's right. So I actually don't mind too much if I get attacked. Like the resources part, that sucks, because I've been saving for that research, like a little bit. I also got very lucky with the expedition. I got my best expedition so far. It gave me so many resources. Like it gave me like 300k crystal, which I haven't had 300k crystal in this like ever. It's like the first time I get that, and I got it all at once from a random expedition. It was insane. Okay. Attack too fast. And that's why also I got caught in this pickle, because I wasn't ready for that influx of resources. That wasn't in my plans. So yeah, getting rob resources, that sucks. But getting my fleet wipe right now, that's actually good, quote unquote. Sort of. Because my fleet, when you, so there's this thing in the game. Let's see, 86, 532, correct. Very good. So this game, you have planets. You start with a planet, and then there is a research called astrophysics. And when you keep researching astrophysics, you'll gain access to more colonies, and you can have more planets. You build a colonizer, and you can colonize another planet, and so on. And it gets more and more expensive to get more planets, because the research costs resources. But getting extra planets, it's very useful. You get more mines, you get access to other parts of the galaxy and all that. And then there is a feature in this game which is the moons. The planets can have moons, but you cannot like colonize moons. Like planets don't start with moons. You have to make them. And by making them, I mean you cannot make them. Someone else needs to make it. It's really funny. And it's kind of realistic in a way, like a little bit. So when you have chips orbiting a planet, which is just your chips, you know, you have chips in your planet that is interpreted as they're orbiting the planet. When there is a fight in a planet, all the chips in the fight, you know, whether the ones that were in the planet or the ones that are attacking the planet, will make a debris field. That will consist on 40% of all the resources of the chips that died. All the destroyed chips, 40% of that debris, 40% of the resources will be debris. And that's why the game has recyclers, which are special cargo chips used only for debris. And so the whole meta of fleeters, which is like the style of player that hunts down fleets, it's you look for people with fleets, you analyze their patterns to capture their fleets. Usually catch them when they're coming back from a mission or something, so the player doesn't have a lot of time to get them out of the planet. You attack them and you coordinate your recyclers to recycle immediately after the attack. So they also no one has time to recycle. It's like, it's tricky, but it's actually very fun to do. I haven't done it on this playthrough yet because I don't have a massive fleet yet. In fact, I have 0 recyclers because I don't have any use for them right now. But yeah, that's like the fleeting meta. Now, when you have debris, like a debris field created, if the debris is like over 100k resources total, which is a lot of money by the way, you will have a 1% chance of a moon being created. And then every 100k you will have another percent, up to 20%. 20% is the maximum. That will be 2 million resources, which remember is only the 40% of the total cost of chips destroyed. And yeah, 20% is the maximum, so 1 in 5 is the chance of getting a moon. And that's why I don't mind getting my fleet wiped. Right now, the fleet that I have gets like a 6% of a moon, which is alright for my level. It's not great, but you know, if it happens, it's fucking amazing. If it doesn't happen, it's like whatever, okay. I mean, it sucks. I would love to get to like a 10%. And that's why I'm getting fleet from time to time. Expeditions also give me fleet from time to time. Like your chips can find abandoned chips, for instance. Yeah, and the reason why it's so fucking hard to have a moon. So moon is like a little bit of, it's like late game in this. Because you need to spend a lot of resources in fleet. You need to have that fleet destroyed or someone destroying your planet. For example, if you never make fleet, if you only make defense, like planetary defense, to protect your resources or things like that, someone attacks you, destroys your defenses, gets your resources. If the attacker doesn't get a lot of loss in the attack, there will be no debris. Debris is just from chips, not from defenses. Because they're in the planet. So that creates an incentive. And also a little bit of a comeback mechanic. Because, yeah, you lose your fleet, but you have probability of getting a moon. And moon is endgame, because there is some nasty stuff you can build in your moon. And only in the moon, and nowhere else. So moon gives you access to 2 endgame features, which are very expensive and they require a lot of research and all that. For example, it's really funny when someone gets super lucky with like a 1% moon, and they're definitely not at the level to have a moon. They just have a moon but can't build anything because they don't have the research for it, because it's endgame. But yeah, it gives you you can build a quantum leap, which is super endgame because you need 2 moons for it to be useful. It's kind of funny. So all what I said has to happen on one planet and then on another planet. So you have 2 moons, and you have to build quantum leap on both. And what that allows you to do is an insta transport from one moon to the other of all your fleet for like a reasonable amount of resources. Usually way less resources than having to move your fleet. It has a cooldown, you know, because otherwise it will be broken, but it's like just 1 hour. But you know, moving the fleet across the entire galaxy, that could have been several hours. This is instant. It's pretty broken. It is a little bit less broken on this server, I think, though. Just because this server doesn't have multiple galaxies. The old servers, in the old days, the servers were like clusters. You have several galaxies, but that's because this game had tens of thousands of players back then. I don't think this server has 1,000. It's just like a couple hundred, so they only have a single galaxy. And the thing is, the distance and time, like flying time between galaxies, is like stupid. It's so stupid, but because this is a single galaxy, it's just time between stars. But it's still pretty broken. From one part of the galaxy to the other, it can still be very broken. But I think the most broken shit ever that you can build on a moon is the phalanx. There's this thing called the phalanx sensor, which is a thing that allows you to see fleet movements on a planet. So you click on a planet. It's like a more advanced method of spying. And it will tell you everything that's coming out of a planet and into the planet. And it tells you the exact time of the fleet movement, like when it's going to arrive, for instance. When it's going to come back. Yeah, it's super busted because that's why how fleeters intercept fleets. Like you can literally like time an attack to arrive 1 second after the fleet arrives. So the player literally has no time to get the fleet out because you have to press a couple clicks, you know, to move your fleet. You can be very fast, but there is a limit on how fast you can be. Now, it does have... It's not 100% broken. And that's why, honestly, this is more than endgame. This is, let's call it late game. All what described is late game. But the Phalanx has one fault. And that is... So it detects all movement that relates to a planet. So, for example, a fleet that is moving into a planet, a fleet that is moving from a planet to another planet, things like that. But it cannot detect when fleet move into a moon. Like there's a certain amount of combinations. It's a little bit arbitrary, but basically, a fleet that moves from a moon to another moon cannot be detected. From moon to debris field, I think from planet to moon cannot, but from moon to planet it can. There's like a list that you kind of need to memorize a little bit. And so there's certain fleet movements that cannot be detected, and that's why also you want a moon. Even if you can't afford a Phalanx, it will help you do what people call fleet saving. So fleet saving is you have a moon, and when you go to sleep or something, you move your entire fleet to the moon and you send it with recyclers to a random debris field for several hours in like 10% speed or something like that. You calculate it so the next time you have time, you'll be back, you know, and your fleet doesn't get wiped. So yeah, once you have a moon, there are ways to sort of bypass the Phalanx, and all of that is late game. So what is endgame then? Endgame is, okay, you have a Phalanx, your opponent has a moon, you cannot see where its fleet is. Well, that sucks, right? Because you want to wipe their fleet. Well, there are Death Stars. And Death Stars can destroy moons. Only moons can be destroyed because they can be created, right? Planets cannot be destroyed. So you can send your Death Stars to destroy a moon. It's gonna trigger a fight with the moon, with everything in the moon. You have to win the fight. So it's like a regular fight, and then after the fight, so you know, defense systems, if there's fleet there, it's gonna fight. If you win the fight, it'll trigger a destruction mission. The destruction mission, it's actually fucking nuts, because it depends on the amount of Death Stars you spend and the size of the moon. So a bigger moon made with bigger debris, it's harder to kill, for instance. So it's also an incentive to make moons with, you know, sacrificing a bigger fleet in the past. And three things can happen. The moon gets destroyed, the Death Stars get destroyed, all of them, and the moon leaves, or both get destroyed. Yes, that's how the game works. By the way, Death Stars are like the most fucking expensive chip in the game. It's like fucking insane. they take forever to build. Like, I think like a day or more to build, depending on your, like, you can reduce the time obviously, but like from the first time you can make them, I think it takes like a day. And they're also the slowest chip in the game. So it's like, okay, I don't know, 3 Death Stars are coming to destroy your moon. They're gonna arrive in 2 days or something. So you have a lot of time to prepare for the situation. Oh, this might be left. Yeah, that sucks actually. I think left is cap right now. Maybe not. I'm not sure if it's cap. Yeah, and so let's say you do that. If you lose your Death Stars, yeah, that's like, haha, like fuck it. Like the person you try to destroy their moon, it's like, haha, you suck, you know. Now, if you destroy the moon, whether losing the Death Stars or not, whatever, what happens if there is a fleet doing fleet save is the fleet that was going to come back to the moon comes back to the planet. And because now the objective is a planet, that means it can be phalanx. And so you can phalanx it and intercept the fleet. And yeah, that's fucking endgame. I never got to that level in my career on O-Game. I never did a destruction mission. Because again, you have to be willing to lose all your Death Stars. So there has to be like a big incentive. And that also means you have to analyze like someone quite a bit, like their patterns, their schedule. Also, back in the day was easier because there were no smartphones. So people actually could only do this stuff with their houses, from their houses. Now you can do it, you know, from anywhere. It's not that easy doing menuing in the cell phone, fair enough, but you can still do it. Around. Yeah, also I never got my moons destroyed back in the day. So it's like super endgame. Okay, we want to get that body to uncap the stuff. But yeah, for example, if you have friends playing in the same server, or if you get into a guild or something like that, there's alliances. There are features. This actually got implemented while I was playing the game back in the day. Because I played like fairly early, I think. So I saw some of the first changes in the game and some of the first new features. So one feature they added in one of the updates was like confederate attacks, I think they're called. Yeah. So it's basically you can combine 2 attacks, either from the same player, like for example different planets or things like that, or even from the same planet, You can use it to like delay an attack, for instance, because they will coordinate to arrive at the same time. So some of the chips will, you know, slow down to wait for the others. And you can use that to trick people, for instance. Delay an attack, whatever. And also you can invite people to your attack. Now, of course, that makes the attacker a lot more broken. And so they added also another thing from the defense, which is you can station chips on planets. So you send it to a planet, and you have to send it with extra fuel, and it can last a certain amount of hours. And they added a construction, which is like I don't know, reservoir of the Alliance or something like that. I don't know how to call it in English, but it's a construction that you can make in your planet to give more fuel to stationary chips from other people, so they can stay extra hours. It's pretty cool. And so that way, for instance, let's say someone it's planning an attack. Someone sends an attack to destroy your moon. But it's Death Stars, right? So it's really slow. So it takes fucking 2 days to arrive. You can plan with your friends like, hey, maybe we can wipe out this fleet if you help me station your fleets in my moon to defend from this. And you can send it from another moon, so the other player won't see it coming. He cannot phalanx it. You know, like there's a lot of like cool shit you can do to spice up the game. Yeah, and you can time it for the chips to arrive right before the attack, so they can't even spy it. Because spying, like, that's the early game method, you know, like that's a very common thing. You spy a planet, you will see everything that is stationary on it. So all the orbiting chips, defense, buildings, you can see the research of the other player. But not moving fleets. That's for the phalanx. Yeah, and you can go mental. Like, for example, the server has a ranking system. And this is even from the old days. And I think they actually made it to be part of the meta. So every... what is it? Every 100? Or every K points? No, every K resources spent, you get 1 point, something like that. And so every player is ranked by that, and by that you can know how strong a player is, more or less. Because of all the resources they have spent. But of course, some of those resources were spent on fleet, others on defense, others on buildings, others on research. And you can lose the points as well. You know, if you... for example, when you lose fleet, you lose the points. And so you can calculate the fleet of someone. Like if you never see the fleet, if they're constantly fleet saving. You can spy all their planets, all their moons, and calculate their points. Their visible points. You know, because buildings, research, defense, that's always visible and public if you spy someone. And then you can calculate how many points they have in fleet and estimate how big their fleet is and maybe how strong a little bit. But yeah, right now here in my current playthrough, I haven't even discovered all the chips or unlock all the chips. Like I'm missing 2 chips. The last one I discovered was the bomber. I'm missing the battle cruiser, which is like an anti-fleet chip. And then after that is the structure, which is like an all-rounder late game. And then after that there is like a big difficulty spike for the Death Star. Which to unlock that you have to research Graviton, which that's another kind of worms. How you research that, because it's completely different from every other research in the game. And if people like constantly, if someone is constantly spying you, you might get locked out of it. Like if someone really wants to fuck with you, they can make sure that you never get Graviton. So effectively locking you out of Death Stars. Yeah. What's up, girl? Oh, you have a sun square. There's a sun square rectangle on the floor. Use it. Do photosynthesis. Gato cheese. Gato churros. Marrown. What's going on the side? Hang on. Yeah, just people walking their dogs, making the other dogs angry. But it almost looked, it sounded like a fight. I want them to get in a fight and kill each other. Like Argoman. Fantastic Superman. to the corner. Is that a clip? Thanks for that. I appreciate the clips. More out of context. I see. Kill each other. Okay, we have to peel a driver. Jerry. No. Come on, I have to uncap. Is that the garbage truck? It might be. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. Yep, someone is yelling. That's what they do. Think it was enough with the dogs? No. Humans also bark. Apparently. They yell so people open the passage, because people from the passage cannot take out their garbage to the street. So they get into the passage and get the garbage, because, you know, my neighbors cannot do that. Because they don't have hands, my neighbors. Yeah, I actually haven't tried. It consumes a lot of energy. No hands. Like, from time to time, I get fed up with people making noise. And I go and tell them, you suck. Most people don't take it very good. And so usually it's a very uncomfortable situation. And it consumes all my energy. Like people that leave their engines running, for instance. I hate them. You know, in the street. I had 3 situations where I told people to turn off their engines. They wanted to station there. They wanted to park in front of my house. One of them was very good. The other 2 were not that great. Yeah, the best one was when the guy probably thought I was going to rob him. I could feel how scared he was when I knocked on his window. I think he was convinced that I was going to rob or kill him. That's the best one so far. I wish everyone would react like that. It would be so cool. Yeah, I just look at them from the window menacingly. But they don't notice me. They don't have scopisticia, unfortunately. Okay, armbar is gonna have to wait. Because one of the arms is cut. Don't want to lose that hit. Expedition. Sorry, nothing. Pretty cool. Yeah, sure. Come on. It's time to uncap. Interesting. Oh, let's go. We need a hybrid that does this. Another freak like Sosma. Ah, shit. You got me styling. Wellard. Get Wellard. Pia driver. I mean, well, we're getting these things to 5, so. Yeah, because I have things capped, so I don't want to do a neg lock until I uncap, maybe. Yeah, toe as self-suck. One too early. Close, or not close enough, rather. Resident bomb. You know, very normal stuff.
Come on.
Nice. Pretty good that uncaps. It's Reflexia time. It's Bocce time. Flesia flip. That's how they mate. Okay. Yes, indeed. Yeah, looking at the numbers, like everything that is over 80. We have 5, 6, so 11, 14. That's like 20 over, yeah, so. The normal file can absolutely be done on like 110 hours for sure. And again, because I don't think that much about skill level, maybe even faster. The hard file, on the other hand, that one's gonna take a while. I still don't have anything in 90. How much? Maybe 130? Another one. Getting them awesomes. That's another interesting sound. The region one. Yeah, all the elementals do great sounds. Just hybrids in general, I love their sounds and personalities. Yeah, all the background like colors and patterns, also pretty cool. Like this room feels very different from the previous one. And they have the same walls actually, but like a different color palette. Documenting things in rooms, nice. In area 1 in particular, there are a bunch of like letters, like alien letters in some of the walls or boxes. Yeah, in the you can see in area 1, like right at the beginning, when the monsters get released, there's this huge like panopticon room where there's a Mafrid and a Mipsura trap in cells. If you actually look up, you'll see there are more cells. Like there are more levels with more cells. There's like 3 levels. They're all empty though, but there are more cells. I never noticed that. I noticed that when I did my out of bounds stream. Yeah, and even like the thing in the center, I think it kind of connects to the other. I don't remember that. It really is like a panopticon. Pretty cool room. You entering there right now? Nice. Yeah, be sure to look up with the C buttons or the diffuser. One of those like very missable things. Flesia driver. $98. Expedition. Nothing. Your expedition takes extra time. Cool. The fleet is delayed. Fucking 14 hours for this research. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you. It's a good day. How about you? Do you reach the part where you can one-shot everything with a quick fist attack? Almost. I'm almost there. I can one-shot like 99% of the cast. And I can still get faster. Like, you know, to do it with less power bar. But right now there's one that is not dying to my fist, even full power bar, which is Migoyan too. The Space Invader. That thing just has so much defense multipliers. Yep. Probably made, I want to say out of steel, but honestly out of, I don't know, iridium or something like that. Some weird space metal. Not sure if that's harder than steel though. What's the hardest metal, Chet? I have no idea. But yeah, even Diaz is dying by full punch now. He actually has more raw defense, like the stat, than Miyoya, but his multipliers are weaker. Which is interesting. Adamantium? Yeah, but that's a fictional one. I want a real metal. Or not? Or is that real? Is adamantium real? It's fictitious. It's like, what's the name of this? The Lord of the Rings one? Mithril. So that's a fictional, pretty cool material. Let's see. Hardest metal. Super hard material. Super hard material is a material with hardness value exceeding 40 gigapascals. So it's like measuring in pressure. The pressure! When measured by the Vickers hardness test. Gigachetkels. Yeah, diamond is definitely the hardest material, but I don't know if you want an armor made out of diamond outside of Minecraft, you know? Because it's not very malleable. And that's why I'm looking for, like, the hardest metal. Oh, but yeah, here it actually says, diamond is the hardest known material today. 70 to 150 gigachats of hardness. Hardness. Okay. You stop in place. Usually you keep running. I think that's like frame dependent. Like it depends on which frame of the animation they are. Search for new super hard materials has generally taken 2 paths. Okay. Yeah, the diamond saw. It's like the best you can have to cut things. Well, depending, but like it's pretty good to cut hard stuff. Maramao. It's time to go to the corner and take a shit. Yeah, so there's like a lot of like posted materials. They don't have like any cool names. I mean, that will probably be like Kevlar. It's like the lightest, best material to absorb stuff. At least guns. What is the strongest, hardest metal? What is the hardest metal in Reddit? Metal for masters. I think the strongest metal is I don't know, Black Sabbath maybe. But sure as fuck it ain't Dragor Force. Okay. Chromium. Chromium is hardest, but titanium is hard and strong. Tungsten, yeah. Tungsten, it's like a big thing, I think, as well. We have a lot of candidates for Migoea's shell. You know, Migoea made out of titanium, tungsten, and chromium. Or something like that. What's the color of the mob? Oh yeah, that's a good way to tell. It's like gray, like white grayish, with some black parts. We're gonna get to it in like 2 fights, in fact. Oh. Tungsten is like the most dense. Okay, we can look for pictures. This is this one. That's the one. Yeah, so that's tungsten. Titanium. It's like more reflective, I think. Chromium. Oh, fuck, of course we get like this shit. No, dude, metal. It has no black. Yeah, I guess like I guess the joints maybe are made out of something else, or just skin, so you are able to move. I feel like chromium actually feels like the best reflection. Like the contrast to actually have those black parts. Because you know, it's like titanium, it's used a lot in science fiction, I feel, and tungsten is like very common for like construction and shit. I feel like chromium hasn't been used all that much, so we're gonna call that. Migo has chromium armor. Very good. Makes me happy. And I bet if you eat chromium, you'll get poisoned. So makes sense. Probably don't wanna eat chromium. Maramao.
Come on.
We're getting more consistent 6Ks in the floor. Just got done selling my plasma TV. Nice. I love how Stella sells plasma TVs like every week. Definitely a plasma TV empire. Chuck Sleeper and Let Dead. And I guess Netlock. Yeah. Gear. How about this, Gear? How about I put your cushion in the rectangle of sun? You like that? Yeah, you love that. Good. How do you feel after donating blood, by the way? Like, physically? Because I donated a couple times. When, like, I had, like, a friend or something in the hospital and they needed donations. I feel, like, very tired. Tired and hungry, yeah. Actually, just a bit hungry, a bit sleepy a couple hours later. Yeah. Donating plasma cannon from Metric Prime. Plasma beam, rather. Plasma cannon. That's the one on O game. Plasma cannon. A little lighter, nothing too unusual. Did I unlock plasma cannons or not? No, I need one more plasma tech. It's gotta be my next thing. Maybe after the network. I don't know how expensive the network is gonna be. Like, I am researching hyperspace. 8th. Takes fucking like 22 hours. I have 17 left. And I already got the computation one. The networks, it's pretty cool because in order to do research, you have to do you gotta make a research lab. And so the higher your research lab is, because every like building has levels. You have a higher level of research lab and you unlock more stuff to research. And also you reduce the time of research. It's like 10% per level or something like that. But it gets, you know, a little cost inefficient. It gets very expensive. And also, you know, every time you research something, the next level is like twice the time. But a level of the lab is just, you know, 10% of that. So the times get pretty insane. Really fast. And that was actually a problem in like the first patches of O game. And I actually played that. I saw when this got patched, or rather when the new features got added way back in the day. And there was actually no use for your labs in other planets. You could always like research from only one lab. And so they implemented the Intergalactic Research Network, which is a research on itself. And every level of it connects your best lab with the next best lab. And it adds the levels, saving a lot of time in research time. Actually giving you an incentive to build more labs. But I have no idea. I don't remember how costly it was. Like it's gotta be expensive. It's not how much. Where's my body level? Anyone want to spend a cat? This is your chance. I think I can give you a cut anyways. Can I make this work? Should probably clean a little bit. Kind of hard to get that angle. She's just taking some. She's fine. Promise. She likes the sun rectangle. Oh, it's the other side? Oh, no, this is the thing in the middle. Like the window thingy. Yeah, sure. I hope that's not too much. Oh, seriously. Oh, it definitely was too much. That might even count for skill level. Just has to be so fucking low. That's pretty good. For caps. Not that important, but eventually that arm, like we do need that arm in like 80 plus, I think, eventually. Or is it like 70 plus? I think it's 70 plus. With the last adjustments I did. $71 actually. Not a whole lot. Choke Slipper. Yeah, this is gonna have a good time with that.
Come on.
When did Buddy get up? Interesting. Not against it. Pretty cool. Lovely. Yeah, so we're gonna stay on these skill levels for a bit, I think. Yeah, that actually counted. I think if it kills, maybe it counts. I wonder. But yeah, I don't want to accidentally get
Come on.
200. Not until we solve the skill level situation. The negative skill level situation. Yeah. Maramao. How's the sun, Gary? Let's change position quite a bit. Yeah, and the reason why I'm keeping my skill levels where they are is because we'll probably slowly add LVDs and maybe even, well, I guess no more pillar drivers, or maybe. I guess it's not bad to do them because one body attack and then I can waste Jerry with kicks. I love the gear. The gear is great. He's just taking sun. He loves the sun rectangles. See, I do that and she moves the ear. He knows. Oh, she moved. Maramao. It's a little bit of a mess behind the amp. It's like a boot and a bag full of cloth pieces. Weak. Like all my clothes that die go into bags. So I have pieces for stuff, like useful. Come around. What do you want? I don't know what you want. Wanna come here? Meow, meow. Imagine a headache as algo. Oh my god. Okay, but which one? Oh, I have a little bit of a headache in my floating stomach head. Sucks. Headache in the legs. Damage multiplier of the charts. No health 98, by the way. Or wait, no, we got 98 yesterday. I guess 99. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do this. But sure. Just walk into my punch. It's alright. Is that too much? No, no, no.
Come on.
Chat, I got new splits. For the run. Let's see there. Maybe I could instead show more splits instead of making them bigger. Should do like a different save for this. think that one's pretty good. I was thinking maybe closing up the faces a little bit in the pictures. Because these are the images I got from the versus mode, but these are the full images. So they're more like rectangle each than square. I might do that. Let's do that immediately, in fact. Oh, I actually have a close-up version. Oh, I think that's the one I use for the randomizer. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's use that one. Completely forgot. I think Psychic works better with mouse. Never mind. Okay, it still saves the thingies. That's good. So I'm on Git Alpha. Start again. No. Well, we got the heal.
Come on.
Was that on 84? Or is that a new one? That is a new one. Let's go. That's pretty good. That's really good. Yeah, not caring about skill level makes it really faster. Speeds up. I think there's a lot of them that I just didn't get. What? Why is it not saving? Ah, I think I know why. Okay. Save this. second batch of images from Antares. Uerucad. No, it's not master. There you go. All right. And I have the bigger icons. Full splits. Right on the heel. Yes, indeed. That last one on the cock.
Come on.
Alternative reality. President jumps down. Or DS. Yeah, so I think my right arm is probably close to 87. Right leg is going very fast. Things are looking good. I would love to get some results on skill levels. You know, knowing what happens after 200 to see if we can keep leveling those up. Ugh. Like the biggest benefit I will get from skill levels, it's a tiny bit of damage, maybe, allegedly, but we don't actually know. Um, but apart from that, getting to kicks 150 could be useful because it's even more hits with soccer balls. Which helps for the leveling. That will be the main reason for me to keep going up. And who knows, maybe even getting wrestler. Like in my testing, at the end I started using Jagged Johnny to get the default. But it would be nice to maybe get wrestler and be able to test both. Jagged Johnny will always give you neutral, so it's whatever. But there's not actually not a way to get wrestler out of the costumes of the game. Because yeah, right now we're stationed here, stuck. We'll be stuck for a bit. That leaf up actually didn't count it. Oh, I didn't count it as well? Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, and I decided to stay at 98th because chances are my pillar driver and lift up keep getting up very, very slowly. But yeah, until Classic does the reverse engineering with the NDN stuff and all that stuff, I don't actually know if 200 is better or not yet. That's a lot of levels. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We got the 1 to 3 hours. Right, chat. I'm tired. That's the thing with the mornings. I tend to be tired. Ugh. Go do some stuff, and then I'll take lunch. I mean, it's afternoon right now. Honestly, it's not morning anymore. But it was good. I got a couple levels here and there. I might see you tomorrow for more. There is a chance because there's always the feeling of wanting to level up everything together. I don't quite like having the skill stuck if I don't need to. So there is a chance I either do the normal playthrough, because I need a file for that, or some hard survivals instead of ultimate. We have done like one hard survival or two or none even. I don't even know. I have the completed file. So yeah, we'll see. Bye bye.